How can I explain a scenario that people are paying 4 million for a room self-contained in Akoka? At Alago Meji, people are paying 3 million, 3.5 million for a one-bedroom apartment on the Lagos mainland. I said that is not all. I even went further, and it was shocking that in Yaba right now, a two-bedroom apartment is above 5, 6, 7 million. And it's becoming a major concern, not because of the fact that I'm a resident of Lagos, because I'm here to see basically that it's even to a point whereby this thing will be beyond, the affordability of the middle class. What am I even saying? Do we even have middle class in Nigeria? Because the situation right now is way, way out of hand. So today I'm going to be talking about the Lagos absurd or crazy rental market. What is happening and why you need to understand how valuable rental property is in Lagos in this 2026. See you immediately after this short time out. Trust me, you definitely don't want to miss any part of this video. The situation is very, very pathetic, very, very sad. And it seems as if nothing can be done. I saw a video of the Lagos State Governor who was in an interview, and he said that a lot of people, the presenter was asking that, will rent ever be regulated? Will governments make landlord collect some mandatory amount? And the response of the governor was simple. You can't control the rental market if demand outweighs supply. And that obviously is the reality. The governor has said basically that demand outweighs supply. That means that the available houses that we have in Lagos has many people queuing. In fact, there was a video I saw whereby we have 15 people to just 2 rental properties in the same location. You will think that they were going for an excursion. Trust me, these are people looking for houses. And sometimes one of the reasons why these people go for houses is that when they consider their place of work, the proximity to major infrastructures like malls, supermarkets, churches and everything, people don't want to go far. And that is why it has become very, very tiring and discouraging. Let me give case of Unilaga as an example. There is a hall in the University of Lagos which is called the Femi Gbajabiamila Hall. And presently right now, a bed space in that place is between 500 to 700,000. I'm not talking about an apartment. I'm talking about for you to just have a bed space in a hostel. And when you look at the University of Lagos environs, the cheapest one-bedroom apartment right now is about 1.52 million. And there's a tendency that before the end of the year or even 2027 or other years to come, students will pay 2.5 to just have access to a one bed. In fact, when they talk about one bed, we even need to specify it. There is one bedroom safe where kitchen, toilet, and everything is in the same place. And there's one bedroom, room and parlor. So the categories or the typologies of this apartment is this. When you come to Lekki, let's start from Chevron. One bedroom apartment is being rented for 4 million. Go to the places of Aja, one bedroom, 2.5, 3 million. When you go to other places, so two bedroom apartment is 3.5 to 8 million. And in case you don't know, landlords are still testing the microphone. Because you see, the migration pattern, there's a record that says that over 360 people migrate to Lagos on a daily basis. And out of that 360 people, larger percent of this percentage of these migrants don't have the intention of going back from where they come from. So you see, the housing is limited, but the demand is very, very crazy. Now, let me use the word absurd because of copyright and some other things. What has aggravated the situation worse is the economic situation of the country. You cannot tell a developer that buys a cement for 12,500, iron rod of over 1.5, 1.8, and the more costlier these building materials come, the more expensive houses become. In fact, the saddest part of it is that on the Lagos mainland right now, let's take a case study of Surulere, Yaba, Maryland, and Ikeja. The new developers that are building right now in these axis are not building for annual rent. They are all going into shortlets. That means that if you don't have 50,000 to book a room in these key areas, you may be forced back to be doing work from your house. Your house may be as far as Ibadan, if not to Djibouti. So the situation right now is very, very crazy, and this is why we need to talk about it. Now, should we complain? In my previous video, I talked about the housing deficit. I even pegged it to 75. It's even more. It's worse. And from situation of this, the government cannot provide housing for everybody, and this is where private sectors have come in. Now, private sectors have been trying, but like I said, with the economic realities and the cost of building materials in Nigeria, no one is going to sell a house for cheap. So what is my advice? That whether you are in diaspora, whether you are a business owner or anywhere you are across the world, number one thing that shows that the Lagos rental market is very, very fruitful, very, very ripe, very, very mature for investment is that the demand is more than the supply. So if you are coming in, whether you are buying a commercial space, you are buying a residential apartment, you are buying a shortlet apartment, or you are even buying land to build, this is the best time. The good thing you should do, or my best advice, is that look for a project whereby the entry capital is very low, and look for a project that gives you the flexibility of payment. However, if you should say, because of the fact that the Lagos rental market is fertile and you ignore some warning signs, in the cost or in the process of trying to invest, you might get your hands burnt. Why? Because you have a lot of fraudulent people who parade themselves as developer. They've been touching stories of how people have been duped. Of course, I'll be doing an episode called towards that, and I'll be giving instances of what we saw in the course of helping people to verify their property before purchase. However, if you are unable to walk yourself through this process, invest in Lagos. Invest. Now, it's not about I want to buy on the main and see. If you don't have the resources to buy a property outrightly, look for something that is very, very convenient. A good off-land project with a reputable real estate developer is not a bad idea, as long as it gives you the flexibility of payment. If you cannot afford to do an off-land project, don't ignore Lekki. Don't ignore Lekki, because you see, Lekki right now is the only part of the Lagos highland that is giving investors an opportunity to own land, whether in acres or in plots. But trust me, a well-documented land in Lekki does not come cheap. Whatsoever area you find yourself, you want to do shortlets, Lekki Phase 1, some part of Ikoyi, Ikeja, Surulere, and other places. The most important thing is that the longer you continue to wait, the more you are unaffordable to avoid property. Because you see, right these days down, people who are investing in Lagos today will be glad that they invested now, because see, a lot of people will be forced back to their hometown because of what? Uncontrollable rent. In Lekki here, they're already charging 2 million for a 1-bed apartment. It's crazy. And it will become more crazier as the year progresses. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please subscribe and follow us for more. Bye for now.